Okay, we rolling. Shalom. First and foremost, when we start off face east, give all glory, all praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shah, Bashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the Great Millstone, and salutations to all you aquas out there, brothers and few sisters, pushing this truth. This is the brother Yashar coming in from the camp, Children of the Light. And man, just getting right into it, man. I could have named this a lot of different things, a lot of different titles came to mind, but we're gonna deal mostly with the topics. So I put a title up. But breaking news, man. Matter of fact, let me start off with the scripture, man. It's on my mind. So make sure I'm gonna, talk loud enough. I just got home, and I put my stuff down. Said, all right, man, let me get on it. But as you can see right here, Son of Man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. So that's just the Israelites, blacks, and Native Americans across the world. Therefore, hear the word in my mouth and give them warning from me. All right, and that's exactly what we doing. Okay, we ain't here to not to get too much into what these other camps be doing, but they be out here trying to wake up the whole nation. Wake up the whole nation of Israel. They be out here trying to put the black man back in power, and we gods on earth and you a king, and no, none of that, bro. We in captivity still. The curse of Deuteronomy 28 still apply to us to this day. And we ain't gonna be out of captivity until we see the kingdom of heaven, all right? So ain't no such thing as kingdom on earth right now, all right? So I got one more precept, and then I'm gonna get into it. But it's Ecclesiastes chapter 39, verse 1. It says, but he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, that's gonna be the elect, them prophets out there, the ones that study. We stay updated on what's going on in our cities, in our states, in the country, in the world, whether it's from the news to the, which a lot of that is just propaganda. They only show you what they want you to see. But for the most part, is being subject into other Akims and our elders, in our respected camps and our leaders. That's how we stay occupied in prophecy. But it says, but he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High Yahweh and is occupied in the meditation thereof will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient. And the wisdom of all the ancient is just the whole Bible, and be occupied in prophecies. That's what we doing, man. That don't mean that, we see wars and rumors of wars and we going to join the military. That don't mean that, when these race riots come up, we go ahead and be carnal minded and be a part of that, At the end of the day, if you in Jacob's trouble, if Yahweh Shah put it on your spirit to have to do what you have to do, then you just gonna do that, But what being occupied in prophecy is staying updated on what's going on in the world around you. And in general, the whole world, all right? So let's get into it, man. First, all right, I'll start off with this. This is a video that the high priest of the camp, Yak Jr., Lil John, he sent. And I definitely checked it out. And I was talking to him yesterday, and I hadn't watched the video. But he basically gave me the rundown on what's going on, so I'm gonna let y'all watch it and hear it. And here we go. All right, this is the first topic.
In Chicago, and there's literally a turf war going on between the illegal immigrants that came here illegally in the past year or so.
And those illegal immigrants, he's referring to the Elamites, the East Indians, the Elamites.
And the Mexican Americans who are citizens.
So it's a turf war going on between the Elamites that came over here, like he said about a year ago, and then Issachar in Chicago, the so-called Mexicans, because they've been over here, all right? But I'm gonna let them play it in it so you can hear what he say.
Of the United States, there's a huge division inside this parking lot, and here, yesterday, there was literally, right now you can see that there's security monitoring this place because there is obviously battles that break out. The other day we were here, and cops were here, and they had to come because there was a fight that broke out, and punches were thrown, and blood was drawn, and they had to come over here and resolve the conflict because the Mexican Americans are saying, this is our land, this is our property here on Home Depot. The thing is, these Mexican Americans are trained technicians, trained electricians, trained plumbers, while these guys, they have no credibility, they have no licensing here in the United States. However, they are able to charge way less for their time and for their labor versus the Mexican Americans who want at least $20 an hour. And Mayor Johnson has said they're going to be able to welcome in 700,000 more illegal immigrants here in the city of Chicago. And I don't know how he's going to do that because people are out here stranded looking for.
Con, man, con. The only reason I'm laughing is because, you know, it was kind of comical. He was like, I don't know how you going to just move in another 700,000 people in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Well, oh man, matter of fact, I actually just saw this on Say Cheese because, you know, you got to use the Instagram. You know, that sometimes they be bringing shit out. But remind you, he just said he don't know how they going to move 700,000 people out of Chicago, into Chicago. But as you can see, cities people are fleeing from in 2024, Chicago is the top of the list. So, some reason see now it makes sense. See, that's why it's called being occupied in privacy once again. Because think about this: if 700,000 people, if the governor is trying to move 700,000 people into Chicago, just say I don't know, a year from now, 2 years from now, which are migrants, but then you have the residents moving out of Chicago, all that's doing is creating space for these immigrants. And if you know one thing about Chicago, you know from the gang culture, from the the GDs, BDs, and I don't get all into the Chicago gang culture, but from the Black P Stones, all them, from the time then to now, we know that Chicago is very heavily armored. Like, niggas got guns everywhere. Niggas got 10 guns walking down the street like it ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Niggas selling guns $30, $40 in Chicago. But them same trains that come in with because I remember hearing about this a few years ago. The train, they get their guns from the trains, from the military trains come in. Motherfuckers back, sliding them, heavy artillery and weapons. That's how they get all them switches and shit and all that bullshit. So it does make sense because Chicago is heavily armored. And, the word on the street is that a lot of these migrants is going to become enlisted as police officers as well as being in the military for America. So now I can see this picture move the Northern Kingdom out, move migrants in. But remember, because you would say, well, damn, it's a lot of Northern Kingdomers that's migrants as well, right? But in Chicago in particular, as you can hear, is so-called Elamites. But on top of that, what was I about to say? Damn, I can't remember the fuck. Oh yeah, sleeper cells. If you know about sleeper cells, all right, let's look that up real quick. What is a sleeper cell? Because, you know what I'm saying, these Black Swan events, they got a whole TV show called Sleeper Cell. I didn't know that. But Black Swan events is just something out of the ordinary. Like an example of a Black Swan event, 9/11. That just happened out of nowhere, all right? So with a sleeper cell, they the ones that's going to enact these Black Swan events. A sleeper cell is a secretive group of spies or terrorist agents that remain inactive within a target population, Chicago, or as a matter of fact, all across the United States, until ordered to act, right? So the more non-Americans that you have, you move them in, you say, hey, we give you shelter, we give you food, we give you this prepaid credit card, give you like $400, $500 a week. All you have to do is just, because you know the lease is doing this. All you have to do is just sit back, relax, and wait for our move. Matter of fact, let's get that real quick. Let's get that scripture. I'm gonna use this scripture to back up what I'm saying, because, yes sir, Isaiah 29:15, because this is all the agenda of the because remember, one world order, man, it ain't just gonna come overnight. All right, it's pieces to the puzzle. The MO to the T to the B, the whoa, the World War III, Jacob's Trouble. This prophecy that's gonna fall in line with everything. Is gonna be simultaneous. That's gonna fall in line with the other two prophecies I just named. But everything is all leading up to the elite thinking that they're gonna run this world with one order. All right. So this precept real quick, Isaiah 29:15. Woe unto them that seek. Wait. Yeah, this. Yeah, I can still use this. I was looking for a different one, but I can still use this. It's cool. It says, "Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord." No. It's not the one I was looking for. Here it go in Psalms. There it go. Let's see. There we go. This is the one I was looking for, because I was just in Psalm 64 last week. That's how I knew. That's how it came up in my mind. Psalm 64:5. It says, And this whole chapter is only 10 verses, but you know, like I said, I went into this last week on a video I did along with IUIC, going on their ass, not going with not doing the video with their ass, rebuking them. But it says, and this is speaking about Esau, these wicked elites. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately. They say, "Who shall see them?" See, that's what a sleeper cell is. It's a private snare. Because what is a snare? A snare is a trap. All right, when you put down a bear snare or a bear trap, that bear is not knowing nothing. Is walking through the forest, and boom, get his leg clamped in and caught. Now it can't walk. Now it's, you know what I'm saying? That's what these elites is doing. They actually setting snares privately amongst the people of the country. So when they ready to enact martial law, I forgot the name of it. I forgot what it's called. The something act. I forgot. When they ready to enact martial law, what you think these migrants in these sleeper cells, they've been getting paid for and fed and sheltered. They gonna be ready, and they gonna give them firearms and all that. Man, they gonna do exactly what Esau tell them. They gonna do exactly what Biden or Trump tell them. All right. Which we all know that. Well, if you didn't know, all the presidents from no, Slovakia if I misquote this, but from Nixon, I believe, John Todd was going into that. All the presidents from Nixon, from Richard Nixon, fucking can't remember his name. But anyways, all of them from since him they get their orders directly from the Illuminati, which goes into the Council of 13. So all your politicians, all your presidents that you've seen, Barack Obama, Donald Trump, Joseph Biden, George Bush, George W. Bush, fucking Bill Clinton, they all get their orders directly from the Illuminati. All right, facts. John Todd, you can watch his videos on YouTube. He goes into that. All you gotta do is type in John Todd, and you will see he got like, you would know, because the spirit will tell you, yeah, it's the one, because he's in the top is all Illuminati titles. All right, so I definitely wanted to get that precept out real quick, because that makes sense of why they is letting all these migrants in here, because they're ready to set the people, aka the Israelites, Northern and Southern Kingdom, in a trap. And all the other nations gonna be trapped too, because they right along with us. But we the most populated in this world, for sure. So, all right. So that was that. Now, let me get this precept real quick. Mark chapter 10. Nah, Mark chapter 3. Maybe it is 10. Let me see. Damn, where was it? It's in Mark. It's also in Matthew. Isaiah 19 is also a good precept on this. And you brothers already know what I'm going. I already know where I'm going. Mark, it was chapter 3. All right, let me scroll down some. Mark chapter 3, verse 24 to 26. This is Yahweh Shai speaking. It says, "And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand." That's America. America right now is being divided. If you seen that movie Civil War, that's a perfect example of it. Texas and Florida, I believe California, they annexed out of the United States, and they took a few states with them, and their whole goal was to kill the president. And then it's funny, in the end of the movie, Muff was like, "All right, since you about to kill the president, what do you do now?" And that was just kind of the end of the movie. Like, what are you gonna do now? Exactly. A kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand, because any kingdom needs a king. All right, the presidents, they represent the kings in power at that time for the United States, which once again we all know that it goes back to the elites. They play these war games and they make these moves. Right, once again it all goes back to the one world order. But if you take out the president, the people that's following under him, they ain't just gonna it just happened, we'll just re-elect the new one. No, it's gonna be war. It's gonna be red pill versus blue pill time. It's gonna be martial law time. All right. Verse 25. "And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand." Right. A good example of that is the black family. Fucking kids running wild in school. Mama, she want to still be fast and do her own thing. Dad, he don't really want to deal with this shit, so he out. You know what I'm saying? So think about that. That's a good example. Now I see why 25 says what it says. Verse 26. Matter of fact, we're going to stop at 27. It says, "If a house be divided," no, so like 26. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but hath an end. Now we know Esau is Satan, all right? That's why you're gonna have these different governors of Texas, Greg Abbott, and who is the governor of Florida, Mark DeSantis. I don't know the governor of California name by heart. That's why they're gonna come up and say, "Nah, we ain't with that, letting all these migrants in." Matter of fact, you see that right now. Texas already, we know they closing their borders up. In Florida, they already sent some of their Florida National Guard members over to Texas. To this day, still, I did a lesson on that about a month ago, to help. So we seeing Satan rise up against Satan because Biden, he all with the letting the migrants in. Greg Abbott, he like, nah, fuck all that. Which once again, he just an insider. He with it. He basically agreeing to disagree, all right? Because he's an insider anyways. Because that's how they at least work. They play these games. They publicize these things and put it on YouTube and the NBC News and CNN to get your mind to think how they want you to think. But as prophets, we know the truth. We know that all y'all doing is playing this game because at the end of the day, y'all want control of the whole world, all right? All right, so let's see, verse 27. No man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he will first bind the strong man, then he will spoil his house, right? Now, 2nd Ezra chapter 16, that goes into basically like a very detailed preview of Jacob's trouble, all right? But this is a good verse too, because what that means is when martial law comes, you ain't finna just be able to run into no, you know what I'm saying, no well put, strong physical man. You ain't just finna run into his house and take his shit, which you gonna have to do. And we know nowadays, all you have to do is just have a weapon. Them troops gonna come in, like it say, like madman sparing none. They gonna come in 5 to 6 in your house. They gonna throw a flashbang in that motherfucker. Everybody on the ground, line up, kids over here, men over there. And hey man, they gonna do what they want with your house, honestly. If they wanna take your wife, they gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? You can go into, matter of fact, just go into 2nd Ezra chapter 16 to read about that. It's about 70 verses, but from the first 20 or 30 verses, you're going to get the point. You're going to be like, oh, man, you know, because I would go to it, but that's, you know, you brothers will have to do that, to, you know, to study on that one, to see, just study to show yourself approval on that one. But that's a good chapter to go into if you want to have an in-depth glimpse of what Jacob's trouble is going to be, how it's going to play out. Now, let's see. Now we go into the next topic, man. So, this right here is the major topic, okay? Matter of fact, I just want to type it in. Russia sends ships to Cuba. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. If you don't see this as serious, I don't know what's wrong with you. All right? If you don't see this as serious and major in the world, really major for the U.S., I don't know what's wrong with you, man. You just cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, all right? You out here living the American dream. Whole time you got nuclear missiles being moved from your number one enemy to a country that it's only gonna take 5 to 10 minutes for them nuclear missiles to reach you. All right, so let's look into it. Let's go to an article. No, ain't no to visit Cuba. The motherfuckers ain't visiting. They staying, all right? Now it says, this is from 7 hours ago. So about, what, roughly 10 o'clock this morning. It says Russian warships with, say it, conduct Atlantic drills en route to Cuba. New hypersonic missiles are on board. New missiles, all right? So that's some new warfare. So all you motherfuckers talking about some, I seen a motherfucker a few weeks ago on Instagram talking about some, man, Russia ain't finna do nothing with them missiles. They all out of date. Well, nigga, this tell you they got new missiles, nigga. So what? Like, don't be ignorant, man. Don't be stupid out here, all right? Russian warships conducted drills in the Atlantic, the military said Tuesday, as they were heading to visit Cuba, part of Moscow's efforts to project power amid the tensions with the West over Ukraine. Nigga, it's over with. Nigga, it's done, bro. Come on, man. Y'all might as well just fire off right now. But we gotta go through prophecy. So it says, I'm gonna skip down. The ministry said the drills involved computer simulation of an attack on sea targets more than 600 kilometers away over 320 nautical miles. So, I'm gonna read this real quick. Russian President Vladimir Putin has touted Zircon as a potent weapon capable of penetrating any existing anti-missile defenses by flying 9 times faster than the speed of sound at a range of more than 1,000 kilometers, over 620 miles an hour, bro. So it could travel. Let's do some math real quick. In one video, I said I wasn't the best mathematician, but I'm finna be now. It said, okay, so if they travel over 620 miles, how many miles is Cuba from America? It's 1,518 miles away from America. So if we do 600 times what, 3? 620 times 3. So the missiles can actually get here to America in less than 3 minutes. See, I was saying 5 to 10. Let's be specific. We dealing with the truth. You see, we got Florida right there, major state. Matter of fact, the whole South: Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, Texas. So they could literally launch a missile for Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Los Angeles, Texas, Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina. That's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We'll include Arkansas. That's the South. They could launch 10 missiles, and they all gonna come within 10 minutes. Who's prepared for that other than the elect? Who's gonna be prepared for that other than the elect of the Most High Yahweh and the elect of, you gotta add, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, because he the mediator. Gotta add him, because we all fall short of the glory of Yahweh, the Most High. So what the fuck IOS, he talking about some the mark of the beast is sin. Nigga, how is that? That mean we all got the mark. That mean we all doomed. Fuck is y'all niggas talking about? Anyways, yeah, man, that's not looking, I'm not even gonna say too good. It's not looking good at all. It's looking bad for America, man. Because remember, this first happened in the Cold War, all right? Let's look up. Matter of fact, I think I had the article. Cold War. Simple facts. Well, quick facts. Let's get some quick facts on the Cold War. Because this is what the whole Cold War is about, was racing to who could build their biggest nuclear arsenal, and also who could gain the most territory. Cold War quick facts. No. Cold War. Matter of fact, let me do this. What was the Cold War in simple terms? That's what I was looking at earlier. The Cold War was a period of geopolitical tension and rivalry between the United States and the Soviet Union, which the Soviet Union is modern day Russia. They changed their name until 1991. The term Cold War is used, as you can see, the Soviet Union and their allies that last from 1947 to 1991, 57, 67, 77, 87. So that was 41 years, right? They spent building their nuclear arsenal, as well as trying to obtain as much land, geographical land locations, aka military locations, as possible. That's why America is everywhere in the fucking world. I was just thinking that last night. Dang, they got military bases in Japan and in fucking Africa, every continent. Every continent. You can just look and see exactly where the United States is at. But it don't matter, because Babylon, they home, they main defense is gonna be destroyed, all right? By the same weapons that they got all across the world. It says it used because the two superpowers didn't directly fight each other on a large scale, but instead competed indirectly through other means. Now, from 1947 to 1991, that was called the Cold War. World War III, that's gonna be the hot war, because all the missiles is gonna be used. That's why, all right? It says 3 key features define the Cold War: the threat of nuclear war, competition over allegiance, loyalty of newly independent nations, And I clicked on that article earlier, but it was a lot of reading. So basically, that number one key feature is that number one key feature for a reason: the threat of nuclear war. All right. Now, real quick, why did, and I'm gonna get the precept on it too. I almost forgot. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and get that precept because this is dealing directly with Russia. All right. Now, what scripture deals directly with Russia? A few of them, but let's go to Ezekiel chapter 38. Now, it says, "And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, Russia." Well, Gog is a person. "The land of Magog, which is Russia, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophecy against him." See, there you go again. Be occupied in prophecy. "And say, thus," oh yeah, by the way, this is talking about nowadays. This ain't talking about back then, thousands of years ago. Ancient Russia, no, it's talking about now. Well, it say Gog, the land of Magog, so that must be, that can't be talking about Russia. No, nigga, that's talking about now. All right, this ain't happened yet. It's happening now. And say, this didn't happen thousands of years ago. It's happening now. All right. It says, "And say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, behold, I am against thee." Right, that's why we getting on their ass right now. That's why we bringing out what they doing. "O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal." Verse 4, "I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords." Now, as you continue to read on, you know, this is dealing with all the allies that Russia's gonna have with them. Basically just bricks, you know what I'm saying? But I want to highlight something in that fourth verse. It says, "I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws." Because remember, Russia was already in Cuba, you know, developing their nuclear arsenal from 1947 to 1991. And then when it says, "I will turn thee back," Russia had to double back 2024, roughly 30 years later, and do the same thing. But this time, what does it say? "And I will bring thee forth in all thy army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company, with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords." So this time, the Lord is bringing them back. But let's jump down to verse 7. No, wait. Salaki. Verse 9. "Thou shalt ascend and come like a storm. Thou shalt be like a cloud to cover the land, thou and all thy bands and many people with thee." Right. Right. So that's what time we getting ready for now, man. Which is ultimately leading up to World War III. Because once again, you have to be an ignorant motherfucker to, first and foremost, if you know any, if you ever even heard about the Cold War, you know they were so close to doing that, to launching them nukes. They didn't though. They stopped. So once again, fast forward 30, 50, 60 some years later, because from 1947 to 1991, it's a you know, like a 40, 50 year stretch. So fast forward to 2024, now Russia coming back to Cuba, and we already know they beefing with Ukraine. They not beefing, they in the war with Ukraine. And we already know Ukraine is seeking out the help from NATO. And we already know the United States is directly sending money to Ukraine, hundreds of millions of dollars, and Israel. And we already know Israel beefing with Palestine, aka Iran. Well, no, Palestine, and Palestine is allied with Iran, and Iran is allied with Russia, BRICS. So man, come on, man. If you don't understand wars and rumors of wars, and you just out here lollygagging and lolly-dollying around like ain't shit going on in America, your ass gonna have one of these motherfucking hot war missiles ready for you, all right? It's coming to a city near you. So with that, man, I just definitely wanted to bring that out, you know, and, you know, we have to stay updated once again, be occupied in prophecy. But, hey, man, America is fighting a war within itself, it's also fighting a war with America's fighting a war within. It's also fighting a war within itself and outside of itself, without itself. All right. Hey man, these nukes. If you in Florida, just know they only 5 minutes away, nigga. So we almost at the end, man. We for sure almost at the end, man. Prophecy's popping off. That shalom.